Hey, this is Chris from Fader's Music in Brandon, Manitoba. This video is to tell you what I think you need to spend to get a decent beginner acoustic guitar in Canada in 2025. So there's several price points that you can get started at to get into an acoustic guitar, and there's different body sizes and all kinds of different things. To keep it really simple, you're going to probably want to be in the $200 to $300 price range in most cases to get a decent acoustic guitar for a beginner. There are some exceptions to that, and I'll sort of go through that right now. So this guitar right here is an example. This is a small junior size guitar from Fender. Really cool color. It's got the 6-in-line headstock. It's kind of a unique design. And this guitar is $299. So it's at the upper end of that sort of range that I was discussing. The quality of an instrument like this is quite a bit better than what you get for something that's under $200. So I'll sort of explain why. Here's one of our most popular guitars. It's made by a company called J Terser. This is a half-size guitar. Now you'll hear things like half-size, three-quarter size. Those are kind of just ranges. Sometimes people will do different measurements from here to here and everything like that. And there's all kinds. I'll maybe do a different video about kind of what that all means. But basically, a junior-size guitar, a guitar like this is for obviously a travel guitar for an adult, or it's a great guitar to begin with for kids that can't hold a full-size guitar. So these guitars are currently under $200 in that 179 sort of price range. A guitar like this. We have other brands that we carry, Beaver Creek, J Terser, Denver. There's a few brands out there that don't have big names associated with them, but they can hit these price points. And one thing that we have always done as a business is we've always tried to seek out guitars that hit these price points but are still a good quality instrument. And the way that I've always gauged a good quality instrument is, does it stay in tune, and can we make adjustments to it? Because all decent guitars can be adjusted, and that's a whole topic for another video. You can get a really nice expensive guitar, and if it's not set up properly, it's a nightmare to play and it's no fun. So price and setup are two sort of different things. So when you jump up into that next price range, you get into the $199 price range and higher. There's guitars like the one I just showed you. This guy, there's a whole bunch more options in that sort of price range. Notably, in that price range for full-size guitars, switch over to this one. One of our most popular guitars is the Fender CD60. This guitar, they sell for about $300 currently, and they come with a hard shell case. So it's about a $200-ish guitar with a $100-ish case. So it's a really, really good value. In that same sort of price range, some of the best ones I've ever seen really are the Yamaha F400 and the Epiphone DR100. They're all in that $200 to $300 price range, and they're full-size guitars. And these companies also make three-quarter size and sometimes half-size versions of those guitars as well. And once you get into that sort of price range, you notice that the quality of the tuning machines gets better, and the workmanship, the finish, the fretwork, everything about them just is a little bit smoother, a little bit cleaner. Just a little bit more attention to detail in the quality control and everything like that. And as you move up the scale, doing these adjustments that I'm talking about to adjust the height of the strings and all that kind of stuff, those adjustments get more fine. We're able to dial things in more accurately and with a little bit more ease, so that we can get a guitar playing really, really nicely, which helps beginners more than you can imagine. Once you get up into above that sort of price range, you get into guitars. There's a whole bunch of different models that we carry, and the biggest thing that you notice with those ones you start to get into is what they call solid top guitars. And the top of the guitar here, the soundboard, is where 99%, well, I shouldn't say 99, but a large percentage of the tone is generated. Now, most guitars under $300 have got a plywood top. They call it laminate top, or different companies will brand it different things, but it's basically usually 3 really thin layers of wood that are glued together like a sandwich. Now that does have certain advantages. In our climate in Manitoba and in Canada, it's really dry. They're actually less prone to drying out, like over drying out and developing issues. A solid top guitar, where it's usually split down the middle and opened like a book, like book matching they call it, they sound better, they get better with age, and they're just a noticeably better sounding guitar. And as you move up the scale, you always get into more and more solid wood components on a guitar. So that's something that you really notice. So the guitars Once you climb up over that $299 price range, you'll really notice that the guitars start to sound a lot better. I mean, all the adjustments and they hold their tune and everything like that, sort of similar to some of the ones that are under $300, but the sound is where you really notice a huge, huge difference. So, and above that sort of price range, once you get over $400, you start to get into a lot more body styles are available. You get into ones that have got electronics in them, so you can plug them into amps, built-in tuners, all that kind of stuff. And that's basically, and then of course the scale just keeps going up. So one thing that people say, well, there's always been $199 beginner guitars, and there actually has. And they've always been pretty decent. So with everything else that's been going up in price so much, including some guitar models and stuff like that, you know, how the heck are they still making guitars, good beginner guitars, for the same price that they did 10, 15, even 20 years ago? And it's, in my opinion, it's because the manufacturing has gotten better and more efficient. They're able to produce more guitars more consistently at a lower cost, which has offset the rising inflation and stuff like that. So that's basically more or less my take on that. That's the price range that you want to be in if you want to really be realistic with a good instrument for a beginner. And if you buy from us, we always do a full setup on every guitar before we put it on the sales floor. If you order from us online, we always do that fully before it's shipped, so that when you get the guitar, whether you're local or not, when you get the guitar, it's playing at its peak performance level that it can, so that it's going to be a much more enjoyable experience for you. So feel free to reach out to us through any social media channels, faders.ca. You can chat with us, give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. So thanks for watching.